Hello, Krista here. I thought I'd make a quick video about propagation, and on this new moon window, it's not a blacked out day or a void day. I don't typically do much in new moon or full moon windows, but it just felt right, and I wanted to check in with everyone. So we're in a new moon in Taurus, and I moved down to Williams, Oregon, and I'm living more on a homestead in a permaculture model, more than was at the Shire Garden doing food production for families and including education into that, which my heart is so there, and I'll make videos when I visit. So the nature of my videos will probably change just because of my environment has changed, and it's all good. So today I want to talk about propagating. So propagating is taking something from a pre-existing plant, and some things are just easier to propagate instead of starting from seed. And so my first, hang on here. So I want to do Motherwort, and I hope the effects of the video are okay. I just thought it was fun. So here's Motherwort. Really beautiful plant that has a lot of folklore, and I'll include those in the notes, and you can read about that. Maybe it resonates with you already. And everyone's going to have a different relationship with Motherwort. As far as like learning how to identify it, you're not going to find it in the hills of Boise at all, but down here it's everywhere. And it kind of looks like ganja, I think, the leaf. So that might help if you know what that looks like. So that's Motherwort. And we just want to talk, it had a root mass. And some propagations are like that you have a root mass and you have to take a shovel and kind of just like slice it in half. And you pull away these ends that have roots on them. And just going through again and talking about the nodes on the stems have nodes here. And as an experiment, I am giving you an example. Cutting, this was like one stem, and here was the root part that I dug up. So this has roots, like I'm sure that this is going to grow. And I cut at the node right here. And then I went and I just like cut above each node after that. And then I took there were leaves here, I took the leaves off. So who knows? These might grow roots. So it's an experiment, and I think it's really important to experiment. Sometimes when people ask me like what I do, I want to answer that I'm a scientist, because farming oftentimes feels like just one elongated experiment. So you do all of that, and again, to just show you on the stem, that would mean like, here's my root, here's the first node, that's not very long, so I'm going to go up to probably this one, I'd cut it here, and this piece, put it in the ground. So let's just do that. I'm going to cut above the node. The node is where it's going to grow leaves, its first leaves. Okay, and then you have this whole thing, and as my experiment, I'm going to go to the next node, and I'm going to cut above it, right? Who knows? I'm going to go all the way up this stem, and as an example, this has leaves on it, and you can leave them on there, so you're like, oh, that's Motherwort, or you could probably take them off. So, and then I would go to this node, and I would at least take off the big leaves, and if I want, I can leave the smaller ones. And then to this one, the stem is starting to change. It's getting softer. It's not as like woody, and I think that woody stem is more likely to grow roots than non-woody stem. You see that in like rosemary. So anyway, I'm still going to try because, you know, why not? And then I'm saving this top piece and I'm putting it in a rubber band here. You can see I put this in a rubber band as an example. And I'll hang this all around my bus to invoke the spirit of Motherwort and all that she has to offer. So then you would take all these pieces here and you'd put them, you can just like put them in one pot of dirt until they root up, or put them in their own pots or directly into the ground and pray over them and wish them well and watch what happens. If, you know, my advice to you is to keep a journal of all of your experiments. That's something I'm finally getting, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to write all this down. So that's Motherwort. And I also dug up some Comfrey. It's looking really sad right now. But it was pretty easy. It just has this root that I was able to dig up very easily. Comfrey is sort of fuzzy and has this shaped leaf. It's great for your garden. You can put it straight into your compost as a nutrient boost. You can also put this in like a big barrel of water with the lid and like let it ferment and cook and use that as a compost tea in your garden beds, which is something I learned since I've been here. And I think that's awesome. So I'm just going to go around and dig up Comfrey when I see it out and just start putting it around my bus. Let's see here. And then the last thing that I am processing today is lemon balm. And so lemon balm, and I'm not sure, but Motherwort might also be a laminaceae, but lemon balm is for sure a laminaceae. It has square stems. That's why I think Motherwort is that, because it's very square. So these are easy. Again, it's a root ball or mass that you take your shovel or whatever apparatus and divide it. And you pull these out, basically. Just got to do it. And these are going to grow. I'm going to, again, cut at this above this node down here. Like, you could cut here and work, but it's just kind of a nub. So I like to go up a little bit. And then I probably would take off these top leaves at least. These leaves don't like look very good anyway. You don't need to leave them, or you could leave them. So, yeah. And then again, taking the lemon balm that you're left with and putting it in a bundle. And, you know, for me, I'm going to plant the lemon balm all around my bus and underneath my bus. Hopefully that'll just spread. And it's an insecticide. These aromatic plants, I'll probably add lovage and mint and literally anything I can find that might help get the bugs out of my bus. And then I'll take these extra things here. This is lemon balm. And I'll hang it all above my bed. And again, hope that the insects will be like, wow, I don't want to live here. This place smells too crazy. So either way, it'll smell good for me and just very pretty, even if it's not effective in that way. So also to consider, lemon balm is rolled or by the moon, or it has been said so. So just meditating on that maybe and figuring out maybe what that means. So thanks for tuning in today, and I hope that this was helpful and that it creates a relationship between you and your environment. Getting to know the plants around us brings this whole world, like the fairy world is here. It's all around, so get to know it. And you look out and you see, oh wow, like medicine, food, air fresheners, compost nutrients, food for pollinators, food for humans, medicine, all the medicine. So happy gardening. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you around.